You can spend decades doing exactly what you've been told to do, putting money in your 401k, your 403b, your 457 plan. You got the employer match, you took the tax deduction today, and you could still end up with a big tax bill come retirement. That's because tax deferred does not mean tax free, and that tax bill might matter more than you realize. This is especially true if you're about 5 to 10 years out from retirement. Maybe you've built up a good amount of savings, most of it sitting in those pre-tax retirement accounts. And if you also have a pension, this is going to be more important than ever for you. And here's the issue. When most of your money is in those pre-tax retirement accounts, you're not eliminating taxes, you've just delayed them. And if you defer taxes today at a lower rate to pull money out later at a higher one, that's not great tax planning. In fact, that's reverse tax planning. Now, this does not mean that all pre-tax retirement accounts are bad, right? The 401k matches can be valuable. The tax deferral can be useful, but these accounts should be part of the plan, not the whole plan. Because when you get to retirement and your income may be coming from different sources, a pension, a social security, which are going to be mostly taxable, then when you have money coming out of a 401k, 403b, a traditional IRA account, and all of that is taxable at your highest marginal rate, this can now push you into even higher tax brackets. One of the biggest myths I hear is that you're going to be in a lower tax bracket when you get to retirement. But in my experience in working with clients for over 12 years, I don't see that. People are often either in the same bracket, if not a higher one, especially when most of their taxes, most of their savings is in those tax deferred accounts. Why? Well, because if you've got a pension, that's going to be taxable income. Your Social Security may be mostly taxable. And then when your withdrawals are coming from those pre-tax retirement accounts, those dollars are taxable too. So the idea that you're going to naturally fall into a lower tax bracket in retirement is just too simplistic. It doesn't take everything into account. Let me give you an example of a more balanced approach. A few years ago, I worked with a client who had a baseline of retirement income coming from pension and Social Security. So right away, she already had a good amount of taxable income in retirement. So then we looked at the rest of the income that she needed. And in her financial picture, she had a 401k. That money was all pre-tax. So withdrawals from that account would be taxable too. So what we decided to do was use those earlier retirement years more intentionally. We started pulling money out of the 401k before she hit her RMD age. This way we could bring her balance down slowly and reduce the chances of a bigger tax surprise later. At the same time, we pulled part of her income from her non-retirement account, which was going to be more tax efficient, less taxes than her 401k. And then we left her smaller Roth IRA to keep growing for the future, knowing it was there if she needed tax-free money later. So this gave her the income she needed today, but it also gave her more choices on how that income was structured. And that's the point, because if all of her money had been in that pre-tax retirement bucket, we wouldn't have had the same flexibility. This is why balance matters. You want your money in different types of tax buckets, right? Some may be fully taxable, some may be partially taxable, some may be more tax favored so they can grow tax-free and you can take it out tax-free. This is going to give you room to plan, more room to decide where income comes from and when, so that you can respond as tax laws changes and as income needs change. Most people do not need more noise around this topic. They need clarity. They need to know what buckets they already have, where they may be overloaded, and what changes they can make to make their retirement income more efficient later. That's why this conversation matters before retirement. If this is something that you've started to wonder about, if you've built some wealth in those tax-deferred accounts and you want to understand what that could mean for your retirement, I'm hosting a webinar on April 22nd on building more tax-flexible retirement income. We'll talk about these different tax buckets, how they work, where people often get stuck, and then how to build more flexibility before and during retirement. If that sounds helpful, I'd love for you to join me. You can sign up by clicking the link in the description box. And be sure to subscribe for more retirement planning tips. See you next time. Bye now.